Hello Doraemons, welcome back to the channel. So I have got a lot of response from you guys, so supporting me. Thank you so much for all the subscribers and all the viewers and people who have helped or contacting me in Telegram. I'm so overwhelmed and your wishes, yeah, it's reaching me, and thank you so much for the support, and it motivates me to do better. So I have got this question which was asked in 7th of February, and also the solution for the Unix question is also done, so that will also be out. And in that question I'll be solving the Unix part in a very different way. I've been waiting to teach that to you guys because it's quite different and it's very easily optimize the code, and I hope the last video was helpful for you guys. And let's start with this one. So I totally found that without replicating the code or copy pasting it, rather than I could type the code, so that I have today an empty space. So just comment down which format is suitable for you guys, whether I can just copy paste the code and explain the code or doing it live. So comment down. So I'm just making these last two videos like live coding, so that you can understand and I can show you guys what I get in between and how I change it, so that you can get an idea of how you can change it when you get those in exams. So let's get started. So we have this question, and it's a product and shipping question. So we'll have this class object which will have product ID, brand, type, price and quantity in hand. And they've also mentioned like we have to set the status, but even without status it is working fine. So I'm not going to use the status and waste time on that. So these things are a little bit tricky and makes you to waste time. So if these things are asked, just analyze the question whether it is getting reflected anywhere in the output, else don't declare and waste the time. So let's get started. We all have the uh, usual story which we usually get, and what it should get, like how it should be getting. And one thing I have to show you guys over here is this part, the total bill price, how we are going to calculate the shipping charges for the item which is mentioned. We'll be multiplying the value, like the total quantity, into the price per quantity and also the shipping charges per quantity. So that is how the calculation happens. And this, they have given like product will be made unavailable with the status, and it's not required, it's not reflected anywhere in the output. So we'll just go to the sample input and output, and let's analyze the question and then solve it. So here we have our sample input and output, and here we'll be having usual 5, and we'll be having like suffice set of data, which is 101 Leo electronic. This is ID, brand, type and the price, and the total quantities available in hand. So these 5 are going to go into a single address place as object, and like that we have 5 set, which is 112, 1012, 122 and 123. And after that we have like a certain cities and the shipping charges carried out for each city. And after that we have a brand name and a type, and the city it has to be get shipped, and the amount which is required to be shifted. So we have to check the brand name, the type of the brand, like the product type of the product, and also the city where it should be shipped. And we have to find the price from this little dictionary, or we can either take it as list or dictionary. We'll be usually taking it as dictionary, so it is easy to compare, so we can perform operations easily if it is a dictionary. And it should say like bill calculator, as I showed you how to calculate the bill. And after that we have to just go through the list and find like how many unique set of items and how many product IDs falls under that. So here there are one electronic item and one mechanics item and two puzzle items, which will be displayed in this format. And also we have another sample output wherein this is not found over in this list. Then we have to print like product not found, and all usually the same thing like the electronics, mechanic and puzzle. So let's get started with our code. So usually we'll follow this pattern, which is class object. So it saves a lot of time when you like have a defined mindset and structure in your mind, so that you can easily solve without even reading the question. You can just type these so that you can get an idea of how the question is going to be, and we can easily like pass the input and output without getting confused, like where it's going to be and where we'll be using it, how we'll be calling it. So variable like declaration it takes a lot of time, like thinking of the variable and how it is going to be. So here I have the predefined names which I'll use usually, and here we are going to also get a dictionary from the question as we already know, so I'm just naming it as dic. And here also I'm just getting it as self dot dic is equal to dic. So inside this, here we usually like define two functions, which is fun1 and fun2, and here I usually put pass when starting the question, and I'm just doing that in and then again pass. And let's get to the main part. So if name is equal to main, and it is double underscore, like practice it a lot so that you don't make any mistakes, because you will be having only like 1 hour to solve the question. You have to get the idea of the question soon, and also you have to solve if there is any problem which like arises. And here I'll usually declare the list in the name of flist, and for I in a range of n, we are going to get the product ID, the product name, and the type of the product, and the price, and the total quantity available. So just quickly code it. So I'm just naming it as PID is equal to, it's an integer, so I'm just getting it as int of input, and then I'm going to get the name. So here I'm going to give name is equal to input, and then the type. So I'm going to write as p type, which is product type, and that is also in string. So here I'm just getting the input, and after that we have the price. So I'm just going pre-price, which is product price. It is an integer, and that's after that we have the quantity. So I'm just giving pq, which represents the product quantity, and it is also of type integer. Okay, so now we have these sets. After this we are going to get another number. Okay, let's just pass this quickly into this object list. So here I'm going to like pass an ID, a name, and the type, and the price, and the quantity. So here instead of ID I'm just keeping it I, so because ID is a keyword. We can avoid these things while coding in, because sometimes it gets collapsed between the things. So make sure you avoid keywords in the variable names. So self dot t is equal to t, oops, and okay, so this is disturbing a lot. T, okay, so now self dot p is equal to p, and self dot q is equal to q. Right, so now we have the object, and here we are just appending it, flist dot append of object, the class name, and put the parameters or arguments which you pass, which is PID, name, and P type, and P price, and PQ. So now after this, what we are going to do is we are going to get another n2, which will store the number 3 of input, and again we have to like run a loop for j in range of n2, and here we are going to get a key and a value. So I'm just getting it in the name of k is equal to input, which is string, the city name, and we are going to get the quantity. So I'm just giving it a name v, which represent value, and here I have to declare a dictionary. so I'm just naming it as like shipping dick. So I'm just going to give sdick over here. Sdick is equal to, and we know how usually we define it, and then here I'm going to put bdick, sorry, it's shipping dick of key is k and the value is b. So we'll be passing this also to the main object. So now we have this. Now we have to get the set of name, like the brand name, and the type, and the city, and the quantity. So we're going to get it separately apart from this, which I'm going to give like n, and we have not declared n, so I'm just putting input, and after this the type, I'm just putting type t here, and after this we have to get the city. So city for c, which is all of type string, and only the quantity, so I'm just putting QU, and here it is of type integer, and that's done. So now we have all set of input, and let's just declare our object for the main function. Obj is equal to main. We have to pass these to list, flist and sdick, and here it will be represented as elist and dick. Okay, so now we are going to call the two functions. So object dot fun1 of, here we are going to pass all these values ntc qu, so n t c and qu, and for the second function, like there is no argument which needs to be passed, so it's just going to go through the already existing list and print these values. So the first part of the output is this part, printing the shipping charges or whether it is available or not, like the product not found. And the second part is this part. We are going to print the number of each type of items present in the list. So just quickly go into it. So our main function is done. Let's pass on our input and check whether everything is going fine. Yes, and now I'm just pasting it over here, and it says invalid retrieve for GUID, which is yum2. So here there is 3. So in this case we have to go through the input. There might be some mistake in the input, like this n2 is given over in the place before this, yeah, like it's not given over here. So we should just, these type of errors occur, and I think here also we should change it, and yeah, about weight it should be 3, and run, and it says it takes only, yeah, here we didn't declare like the things. I'm just putting the same names n, t, c and qu. So now let's run it, it should go fine. Yes, so now we have the part. Let's go into the looping part and find whether the things are available in the place. So first we have to check the brand name, the type and the city. So let's do it quickly. So for I in self dot elist, we are going to compare the name first, which is n. So if I dot n dot lower, I think you guys are familiar with it right now, so we usually compare everything in lowercase, and here it is n dot lower, and compare it. If yes, then we have to go into checking the type. So I dot type dot lower, which, oops, it should be t dot lower is equal to t dot lower if both two type matches, and then we have to like go through the city. So as we know, the city is available in this dictionary, so again we are going to loop through it. So for j in self dot dick, we are going to compare if, so j key value holds the city name, So j dot lower is equal to the city name over here is C. So C dot lower. After this we have to check the quantity. So if I dot q, it should be greater than or equal to the given quantity, so that only we can deliver, else it should print product not found, or it should be marked as like unavailable, like that. Okay, so here we have to print the sum. So let's print, like here we should be putting a little sentence like bill calculated, bill calculated, and here we are going to just put, as we already know, we have to multiply the total number of quantities required into the unit price. So I'm going to I dot price star I dot, sorry, the quantity is given over here in the name of QU, and we have to add it with the shipping charges. So the shipping charges here is stored in the dictionary in the values place. So here we have to put self dot dic of j into the amount of quantity, which is QU. So don't ask me, we have to put these two in separate brackets. So as per board mass, the multiplication takes place first and then the addition plays a role. So now just run it and we'll see, like it says it's not like getting anything. Let's check once. And yeah, I found a mistake. So here instead of j I put I, so I dot lower usually has no value, so I'm just changing into j dot lower, and now running it. Even now it didn't like get into it. Okay, let's see what is in there in j, and print j, and even now it's not getting turned, so it's not even getting in here. Let's check with I dot n. Let's try to print I dot n. So this is how you debug when you get an error. So I'm just showing that to you guys, it's going fine. This loop is running, and now we'll go into the next if part, and let's check whether it is running. So here print I dot t, and that is also going on. So even this works. So after this I'm going to just print self dot dic. Let's check whether it got populated correctly. So yeah, the problem is here it didn't get populated correctly. It got passed correctly. Yeah, let's check over here once. Print of yes dic and run it. Yeah, here it got populated correctly, but in that place it's not getting correctly mapped. So we should check on that. Okay guys, so I just found out it was the problem with the input. So this happens when we write the input manually, but in the IRA you will not face these problems because it is automatically fed in the system. So don't just worry about it. When you're giving the inputs, just be sure whether it is given correctly. So we can see the bill calculated part is reflecting in the question, and yeah, the first part is already done. So now let's move on to the second part. So in the second part I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. So in one more thing we have to remember over here is we have another case where it prints product not found. So to handle this we are going to declare a variable called like k, and we are going to put it to 0. If any of these cases is not getting parsed, like if one amount is printed, we are going to change its value to 1, and if like it didn't print the bill amount calculated, we are going to like print like product not found. So here again in the end we are going to just declare if k remains 0, then we are going to like print product not found. So let's do that quickly. Okay, so here I'm going to just put if k equal to 0, in the end we are going to like print product not found. Just copy pasting from here. So make sure like you can even copy paste from this place, because like what happens over here is even if one word like the capital or small word misses, then it will give you an error in the test case. So it's better practice you just put product not found or copy anything which should be printed like from the input itself, so that you won't make any mistakes and waste time in solving that. So let's just quickly get this part. So what we are going to do here is we have to create like a list of types which is uniquely present, because in the list we have like 2 electronics, 2 puzzles, 2 mechanics. So we have to find the unique names. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a dictionary again. So for using the dictionary will only be easy over here. So here I'm going to just name this dictionary as type dictionary, so tdic, and I'm declaring it. So here I'm going to run a loop for j in dic, like self.dic. Make sure you use the name which we use here everywhere in the code, else it will not recognize the same dictionary either. So here what we are going to do is we are going to create empty dictionary with only the names. So here what we are going to do is tdic of, here I'm going to put the type name, which is, oops, we have to go with the self.elist. So self.elist, not the dictionary, sorry about that. So in the list only we have the names and the type. So here I'm going to put j dot type, and we make sure you're like careful very over here, because I'll show you here in one of these places. You can see here puzzle, and also on the top you can see puzzle, and these two will be reflecting different over here. I'll show you why. So here I'm just putting j.t is equal to 0. This is to create an empty dictionary, and after this I'm just going to print the same dic tdic, and you will see, as you can see, only 3 unique elements are there: electronic, mechanics and puzzle. But here we'll get 4: electronics, puzzle, mechanics, and again puzzle. Why? Because here they have given the input with small p in front, and here they have given the input with capital P in front. So we also have to handle these cases. So here what we are going to do is, while assigning itself, we are going to make it lower. So when we do this, it will completely make every string lower, and we'll get the exact amount. Now you can see it's only reflecting 3. But another one you have to remember also is, here in the output all the 3 types and their first letters are capital. So when you print it again in the output, you should capitalize the first word, like the first letter. So until we have an empty list with a unique set of items, and then again we are going to run the same list, and this time we are going to add the value to it. So I'm just copy pasting it, and here what I'm going to do is, instead of 0 we are going to add 1 whenever it sees the same element. So now if we run, we'll have, okay, I didn't print it, sorry. Now I'm going to just print again the tdic. Yeah, so we have electronics 2, puzzle 2 and mechanics 1. So it should be like it's 2, I guess. Here we have, yeah, here we have 2 electronics, it should be reflected as 2. Like while converting, this may have some mistakes, so I'll try to correct it as possible, and I'll upload it in my blog so that you can practice with this question. So before watching my video, try to practice it on your own, like these mistakes will not be there, so you can try with that. And I think, yeah, so now we have electronics 2, puzzle 2 and mechanics 1. Now we are going to just only capitalize the first word and print it. So here I'm going to again run a for loop for j in, this time it's going to be tdic, and here I'm going to just print tj dot, here only to capitalize the first letter we are going to use capitalize. As you are aware, in Python there is an inbuilt function to do this, and here we are going to put tdec of j, and in between we are going to put the colons. So let's do that also and put the comma. Now running it, yes. So now we have the outputs, and let's try with this thing. I'm not sure how it's going to reflect, so let's see. I think I have just typed it, so it must be correct. Let's try with it once and see what our code is giving us. So here I'm just going to copy paste it, and fingers crossed. Again it said like n is equal to, okay, I think that 3 is given over here, and oops, we have to see into it. Like it is given over here, and it should also be given over here. And yes guys, so it was again an like input error which was found, and let's now run and see it. Yeah, so we have got it exactly as like that, and in here you can see a little arrangement. So if you want to do it in the ascending order, we can just sort it again. So before here we are going to just put the sorted command and sort it. So just put tdec is equal to, we have to again convert it into dec, because sorted will give you a list, and here we are going to put sorted of tdec dot items, and here we are going to use key is equals to lambda, and we are going to put like x is to x of 0, because we are going to sort it in order of the types. And here before printing it, let's just see like how it is getting printed. Okay, so yeah, it should be dict. Now running it, yeah, so now we got the exact order as like this one. So yeah, so this is the solution for the 7th February IRA. So what you felt about this question? Was it easy, or is it in a medium level, or it is solvable? And I have tried this new version of typing the code live. Whether you liked it, like it got a lot of error, and it gives me opportunity to show you even I get errors while solving the question, and how like patiently you have to solve the question, and how you have to debug your question, like the solution. And like apart from the input errors, all the other errors are solvable. So you don't have to worry about the input error, because it will be fed it automatically by the system in the IRA. So I hope this video was very helpful. It was a bit long, sorry about it, because lively coding it takes a lot of time, and I tried my best to make it short as possible. And if you liked my video, please hit the like button, it will help me a lot. And subscribe to my channel if you like my work, and I'll be like posting after every IRA and after even the CPA questions. I'm planning for the CPA questions also, and if possible I'll also post the digital capability assessment questions in the coming week. So comment down which type of videos you want, so that I can get an idea of what is you like, what you require, and what on that I can give my best. Yeah, so like hit the subscribe button, and also hit the bell icon to get the notifications when I post a new video. And Unix video will be out soon, maybe you can expect a day after this day. So that's it, and I'll see you in the next one during once. Bye bye. Until then, keep learning and keep rocking. Nothing is achievable, like nothing is not achievable. Sorry about it. Let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.